This is Alexander Playtime Williams of PlayTimeCares.com. What's up, world? This is Alexander Playtime Williams of PlayTimeCares.com, giving you your Raw recap from January 18, 2016. In Columbus, Ohio, was Michael Cole, JBL, Byron Sack is your commentators. Raw started off with a Martin Luther King Jr. montage, several of his, sound bites from his speeches, and showing several pictures of marches and things with him being a great orator. Because of course Monday was actually uh, Martin Luther King Jr. observed birthday. So that was a really good montage that they did. So next thing you saw was Roman Reigns. He came to the ring and they showed a Raw recap of Roman Reigns with the one versus all match, and then Brock Lesnar coming over there and just whooping up everybody and F5 and Reigns. So of course Roman Reigns come down and he's upset, so he calls Brock Lesnar out and he wants a match immediately. Well, Chris Jericho comes out and he's like, "Look, Jericho, it's great to see you, but you want Brock Lesnar, so I don't want to see you." He was like, "Look, let's do it like this. Let's have a good highlight reel. You are the top competitor. Brock Lesnar is a top competitor. Yeah, I'm a top competitor. We're all one of the higher ranking people that that could actually win the belt come this Royal Rumble. Let's have a real deal highlight reel, and let's all be in the ring at the same time." Well, Roman Reigns was like, "Well, skip it. If that's how Brock Lesnar gonna come to the ring, then I'll do it. Let's do it like that." Well, the League of Nations come out and it was like, "Wait a minute, how you gonna talk about us? Talk about y'all. Y'all the people that had the best chance of winning the Royal Rumble and winning the belt. Look at us. We the League of Nations. We've all accomplished people." And Y2J was like, "Man, look, y'all just be quiet, go about y'all business." Roman Reigns was like, "Look, yeah, y'all do need to be quiet." All of them kept talking. Rusev was like, "Man, I'll whoop everybody." Roman Reigns was like, "Well, you come in, do this." So Y2J said, "Yeah, come on, Roman Reigns, you go ahead and fight Rusev, and I'm gonna be the special guest referee since the whole League of Nations down there. So your first match is Roman Reigns versus Rusev. Y2J is a special guest referee. League of Nations around the ring." And Roman Reigns, he really dominated Rusev early. It made him really, really unfocused. But of course, the League of Nations actually interfered and all of that type of stuff. So what transpired was once Y2J got hold of the fact that they were interfering, he decided to start throwing them all out of the match one by one. When they all complaining and going to the back, obeying the referee. Hey, Roman Reigns put that spear on Rusev, got the pin victory. Match was about a 3 out of 5. So you had Y2J, walking in the back. He's smiling. He feel proud of what he did. He runs into Steph. Steph tell him, "Look, man, you don't have the authority to do what you just did. You can't be making matches and being special guest referees." He said, "But I'm gonna give you credit where credit due. You do that highlight reel is a good idea. But look, this is in 1999. You got to stop all that foolishness that you was doing in 99. Especially like all of your catchphrases and stuff. That was last millennium, player." And he's like, "Look, you ever do what you did tonight, I promise you'll never be the same again." So she walks away from him. Second match, you got Brie Bella with Alicia Fox versus Natalia with Paige. This was a quick match because this was a quick match, and all they did was showcase the Total Divas episode, because that's what they went to before they even got to the ring. They started talking about the Total Divas episode where Paige is upset with Alicia Fox for unfriending her on social media and stuff. So once the competitors got in the ring, Brie Bella didn't. I mean, that match was really, really quick. Natalia ended up playing possum and then putting in the sharpshooter. Match over like 2 minutes flat. It was just really a promo push for Total Divas, their new season of their reality show. Match was about a 2 out of 5. So the third match was the Wyatt family versus the Dudley Boys and Ryback. And they showed the SmackDown recap of Team 3D winning the tables match versus Wyatt, but then the Wyatt, specifically Braun Strowman destroying Devon, then Luke Harper and Eric Rowan double choke slamming Bubba Ray through 2 tables. And then they show a Raw recap of the Wyatt family jumping Ryback when he had that match with the Big Show. They didn't show the Wyatt family continue to jump the Big Show as well. But back and forth action because, Braun Strowman wasn't in a match. He was the one that set out. He was just sitting by the ring. But, once Ryback and them started getting the best of the Wyatt family, Strowman made his presence known. And that's all it really took. Next thing you know, you got a distance clothesline in a pin. You know what I'm saying? So the Wyatt family, they won that match. That match was only about a 2 out of 5. Your fourth match was actually the Big Show versus Heath Slater with all his boys, the new group, the Social Outcasts. That was a really quick match. Match is about a 2 out of 5. Big Show didn't play around with Heath Slater. He KO punched them. The rest of the Social Outcasts went in there and they got KO punched as well. So he knocked them all out. So then you had a cutaway with Sheamus, King Barrett, and Alberto Del Rio in the back, and they upset that Y2J did what he did, kicking him out the match and all of that type of stuff. And Stephanie comes up to him and was like, "Say, man, what's up with y'all, man?" And she actually said, "Man, y'all got punked. So how you let him? Who is Y2J? You guys gonna let him punk you like that? Y'all scared of him?" They, of course, they're like, "No, nobody ain't scared of him." She was like, "Well, just prove it to me then." Fair enough. So then they cut to Vince McMahon and Stephanie coming out to the ring. And, every year they do the little lottery ball system to see what position the superstars are going to take in the Royal Rumble. So they did it. And the first person they picked out for position number 1, the first competitor in the match, it's going to be 30 men coming out in intervals of maybe like 2, 3, 4, 5 minutes. I forget what the time interval is, but they come out every 2, 5, whatever minutes, between 2 and 5 minutes. Well, they picked out ball, broke it, name that shows up, Roman Reigns. They say, oh, that's too much of a coincidence. Let's put it back. Boom. Did it again, Roman Reigns. Did it again, Roman Reigns. Then they just showed you, hey, they Roman Reigns, ball. It's truly going to be 1 versus all in a Royal Rumble, and we're stacking the odds against you. You're going to have to beat all 29 other men. You're going to have to outlast all 29 other men. No telling how many you're going to beat, but you're going to have to outlast all 29 if you want to retain your title. So, of course, the crowd was booing about that. I thought that was pretty cool to do it. So your 5th match was actually Tamina with Naomi versus Becky Lynch, and Charlotte and Ric Flair were ringside. And they did a Raw recap of Becky attacking Charlotte before Charlotte could start a match, and Becky challenging Charlotte to a match at the Royal Rumble for SmackDown, and Tamina was whooping up on Becky early, but then of course Becky turned it around. She has to have momentum going into the Royal Rumble, so she was able to just miraculously just overpower Tamina, throw her in the disarmor, and get the submission victory. So, that match was about a 2 out of 5. She went and then started insulting. She asked, she's like, "Look, I told you, Charlotte, I want to wrestle for Royal Rumble. What's happening? You never answered me." Charlotte was like, "Man, I already beat you for the title. I beat you. Why do I need to fight you again?" Then she started insulting Ric Flair, and Ric Flair answered for Charlotte and said, "Yes, Charlotte will face you at the Royal Rumble for the title." So, okay, that was that. 6th match. You have Dean Ambrose and Kalisto versus Alberto Del Rio and Sheamus with King Barrett ringside. And of course, they did the Raw recap of Kalisto beating Alberto Del Rio for the U.S. title, and then they showed the SmackDown recap of Kalisto trying to dive out of, during the rematch, trying to dive over the top rope into Alberto Del Rio and King Barrett pulling them out the way, and then consequently Kalisto losing his belt a short time after Alberto Del Rio put him in that arm breaker. Back and forth action actually. Kalisto, he pretty much got isolated and dominated, but once Dean Ambrose actually got in the match, he started cleaning house for a little bit, and then they got into back and forth action until Dean Ambrose actually lost focus because Kevin Owens was sitting on commentary. He wanted to give a stare down to Kevin Owens, because Dean Ambrose is the Intercontinental Champion. Kevin Owens wants his belt. So he giving him a stare down, gets unfocused, get kicked in his face, leaving Kalisto exposed. Kalisto tastes the bottom of Sheamus's foot, and he gets pinned. That match is about a 3 out of 5. Then you had a WWE recap of the live tour that they did in New Delhi, India, and showed how much those Indians actually appreciated the WWE coming and doing what they do, just entertaining. So then you had a Raw recap of Chris Jericho breaking Xavier Woods' trombone, and then they cut to the New Day holding, I guess, a funeral for the trombone, and they said, the trombone name is Francesca. They said to honor Francesca, Big E is gonna wrestle Jay Uso, because he got the trombone broken in a match versus the Usos. So that's what they got excited about. That said, Francesca always being Xavier Woods' heart and all that type of good stuff. So they did a Royal Rumble rules montage and threw out a whole bunch of statistics about how many, just what superstars accomplished in a match, whether it was throwing people over the top rope, who lasted the longest amount of time, just show creative ways that people staved off elimination, things of that nature. So that was a pretty cool thing. Seventh match, of course, is Jey Uso with his brother Jimmy versus Big E with Xavier Woods and Kofi Kingston and Tope. And it's back and forth action. They made Jimmy give Big E a run for his money for the most part. But come on, man, it's Big E Langston. It's a former Intercontinental Champion. You know what I'm saying? Jey Uso got taken out by Big E. You know what I'm saying? That's Big E. New Day Rocks. New Day Rocks. You know what I'm saying? So next thing they did is that they cut away to Mark Henry, R-Truth, and Titus O'Neil talking about, all of them having a great shot of winning at the Royal Rumble. But tonight that they're gonna team up and they're gonna actually show everybody what they can do. And they put their hands together, you know how you do for a team, and everybody put their hand in there. I want to count of 3, 1, 2, 3, and then you yell some stuff. So they're about to yell a thing, and then a white hand came on top of it. Camera pan back, it was Neville. Everybody's like, "Hey, he got a dream too," in homage to MLK. He have a dream. So of course they say they thing. Boom, they break. They went to the ring. So they have an 8-man tag team match. You got Mark Henry, R-Truth, Titus O'Neil, and Neville versus the Ascension, Stardust, Cosmic Wasteland, if you want to call it that, and Tyler Breeze. I say this: once Mark Henry got into the match, it was pretty much all downhill for the other squad. It was just really no real competition at that point. So a Red Arrow ended that match, and that match was about a 3 out of 5. And just FYI, Jay versus Big E was about a 3 out of 5 as well. So they ended it with the highlight reel. Of course, they ended WWE RAW with the highlight reel. Of course, you had Y2J talking about that he's one of the forerunners to win the belt. And Paul Heyman interrupted that and said, you're saying that you're a forerunner, but I'm the advocate for. Y2J cut him off. Like, we know who you're an advocate for, man. Your client is Brock Lesnar. But let me ask you this. Earlier, you was trying to get Brock Lesnar out of even competing in the Royal Rumble match. Is it because you don't think he has a shot at winning? You don't like his chances? Paul Heyman was like, heck no. My thing is this. WrestleMania/WrestleMania. My client was the champion. If you remember, some guy, Seth Rollins, came and cashed in his Money in the Bank match contract during that match, and he beat Roman Reigns, made a triple threat match, and beat Roman Reigns for the title. He said, look, Brock Lesnar never got pinned, submitted, any of that type of stuff. My client never lost at WrestleMania. He never lost his title. So he should have been essentially grandfathered into wrestling in this next WrestleMania. Plus, anytime you say my client is wrestling anyone, that's an automatic box office grab, or your ticket sales going up. So he should be able to do that. But, whatever. So Y2J was like, well, what about this? What if I'm in the Royal Rumble and it comes down to me and Brock Lesnar, and I be the person that eliminate him and become the 7-time World Heavyweight Champion? Brock Lesnar didn't like that, so he came out. He could come into the ring before he can do his little cool jump up and grab the top rope, jump from the ground and land on the ring and grab the top rope. Roman Reigns music hit, and Roman Reigns come down. He jumps in the ring. Brock Lesnar gets in. Roman Reigns immediately spears him, start attacking him. League of Nations come out, start attacking Roman Reigns and Brock Lesnar. Brock Lesnar got into the fray. Brock Lesnar started clearing out all of those guys. And when he finished clearing out the last League of Nations person, Roman Reigns spear Brock Lesnar again. Boom. Lights go off. Lights come back on. The Wyatt family is surrounding the ring. Wyatt family get in the ring. Dog walk Roman Reigns. Brock Lesnar still groggy from the spear. Dog walk Brock Lesnar. They whoop both of them fools. And then Bray Wyatt was like, man, this is my Royal Rumble. This is mine. If you remember, last Royal Rumble, Bray Wyatt was a beast with it. He was waiting. He whooped people and threw them over so quick. He was waiting for the time to go down so the next competitor could come. I'm not exactly sure how you stop the Wyatt family. The social outcasts, they're not big enough to. If all four of the Wyatt family are in the ring at the same time, it's gonna be real hard to beat them. It's gonna take Ryback, Team 3D, uh, Rhino, the Big Show, and a couple other the big guys to team up to make sure that they take out Strowman specifically. He has to be targeted first, and then you can go ahead and weed out the other one. But if Strowman is the last person that come in that ring, you can expect him to eliminate a great deal of people. But they better hope Kane doesn't show back up. They better hope the Undertaker don't show back up. You still got like people like Mark Henry. Yeah, I mean, you got some big names that should be able to do some stuff. I'm hoping that Big E Langston end up winning it, or Xavier Wood, or Kofi Kingston, or somebody like that. They let Rey Mysterio win the belt, but I can't get Big E Langston to win the belt. Can't get Mark Henry to win the real belt, not the one that they brought over from WCW. But that's neither here nor there. We're gonna have to have a Google talk one day, and we talk about why is that. But that's neither here nor there. Thank you for sitting through and doing my recap. As always, I like the thumbs ups. I like the thumbs down. At least you're watching. I like the interaction. Follow me, Playtime Cares on everything. It is what it is. Let's chop it up. Playtime out.